Hello and welcome back to Chiefsman's Corner, the recorded version and the last podcast of 2024. I'm your host, Coach Winuvas, one of the leadership team here in the WFL as the Kansas City Chiefs. This will be a bit of a different format than we usually do. Instead of reviewing the week's worth of games from this past week, I will instead be taking the time to go over our draft class strengths for the upcoming season, the sim season that's coming up here pretty soon, and the play season of season 14. I will also be showing off 15 and 16 should we get there, so just a little bit of a heads up so you guys can have a little bit of advanced knowledge on how strong the classes will be and maybe adjust your free agency accordingly. If anyone's tuned in for the premiere, I will hopefully be around to interact on YouTube during that premiere. If you are watching this at any time, though, thank you for watching. Any and all support is appreciated. Without you guys, the WFL community doesn't exist. The first thing I want to talk about, as always, is the WFL's incentive plan. The incentive plan allows you to get some perks that aren't available for every member simply by doing some extracurricular activities that involve WFL. Anything from Twitter, track articles on the Neon Sports site, to commenting or participating in the show. Even chatting in Discord can earn you experience points. Anything that makes the WFL a more immersive experience and increases its presence in the Madden community earns you some sort of credit. A link to the incentive plan is available using the command /incentive plan, that is all one word, /incentive plan, in any channel in Discord. And I will add to that, we have added a new feature to our All Madden tier. We have added Buckman's Secret Scouting Reports. So if you want some advanced knowledge and some extra knowledge on all the skill prospects and all the offensive linemen and all the defensive linemen, All Madden status will get you that extra bit of knowledge. So hopefully you guys, that will incentivize you to kind of get going. Also, to tie in, since we do have two openings currently in the Falcons and the Cardinals, if you guys know of anybody that would be a good fit for WFL, can pass the application quiz process, there is incentive points to be had for that as well. So do be aware of that. The next thing to talk about is our form Ask the Chief. You can use this form during the week between episodes to submit any questions you have for me, and I'll answer them during the show, giving you credit for the question. It is an easy way to build up incentive points and provide extra content for this podcast. You can use the command /AskTheChief, that is all one word, /AskTheChief, to pull up the form in Discord. And with this season starting to come to a close, I realize it is only week 11, but it will pass by before you know it, especially with the holiday season approaching. I want to take this time to remind folks about the end of season survey. It is not currently posted yet for doing because it is only week 11, but it will be coming up soon, and you can access that by typing /WFL survey to get access to that form. When it's available, I will announce that in announcements when it is available for you to fill out. It is an easy way for you to get 1,500 points of incentives and also to voice your opinion on any WFL activities, good or bad, and talk with me one-on-one, because I do answer all of these surveys. I respond in kind, and I do open up dialogue between you and I if you go through the trouble of filling out the survey, because I do want your opinions. And I will discuss, if you have differing opinions to what's currently going on in WFL, we can have a little adult dialogue about it, and basically you can understand WFL's position, and it might be something where you have a good point that maybe I bring to leadership for a change in the upcoming play season. So it's always a good idea to voice your opinions and make sure you're heard for this process. And with that, with all the housekeeping out of the way, we will get this show rolling with the draft class strength randomizer that I'm going to be popping up on screen right now. Here it is. And you can see there it is. It's blacked out right now. Now, I will say that I have pre-done the randomization on it. This means that I've already done and hidden draft season 13 and season 14. Now, to be fair, you might go, as I turn this back off, you might go, well, Winuvas, you know what everything is. Why are you, is it truly random? It is truly random. However, I basically have to take a picture of it to type it in to get it to save, because our draft class randomizer is so volatile that any sort of click off of it will change what is going on. So while I have pre-done these, I honestly don't remember what they were, to be absolutely truthful with you. So I'm going to reveal these And they're going to be somewhat of a surprise to me, just like they will be to you. They're going to be less of a surprise to me, but they still will be a surprise. So just bear that in mind as I reveal the draft classes. And as we go back in, this is for the sim season. This is for the upcoming sim season. This is not for the draft class we're about to have. I know I'm going to get that question. It is not for the draft class we're about to have. If you want to know what the draft class we're about to have is, this is what it is. This is season 12. This is our class that we currently have as far as the strengths and weaknesses of it. So if you're unaware of it, here it is right here. And if you need to know what punters are, because punters got cut off, there's the punters. Let me go ahead and shrink this so maybe we can get everything on there. There we go. Now this is our season 12 draft class. So just want to make sure you're aware of that. So now we're going to start with draft class season 13. These are all saved already. All I've got to do is basically clear it out. And for season 13, this is the simulated season. Our quarterbacks will be strong. So we're going to have 2 back-to-back classes of good, solid quarterbacks to choose from. Now, this upcoming draft is the better of the 2, but this one will also be strong as well. And then we go to running back. We have a normal running back class, so nothing different there. We have a normal wide receiver class, so that's not going to counteract the wonderful world of the very strong cornerbacks we have in this upcoming class. For the tight ends, we have normal tight ends for our simulated season, so nothing different there. For our tackles, they are also normal. Interior offensive line is weak, so again, this is 2 straight classes of weak interior line play, so you definitely want to make sure you either switch some tackles around to guard or take care of your business there, because it's going to be hard to get a good one in the draft for the next 2 drafts, this one and the sim season. For defensive ends, they're going to be normal this go around. And then for season 13, our interior defensive line is going to be normal. That's a little bit of a change. We finally get some normalcy there in that interior line. Linebackers will be strong, however, in this upcoming class. That's good to counteract some of the over-the-middle play that we see for most WFL folks, myself included. Normal cornerbacks, after a very strong cornerback class, we go back to normal setup. For season 13, safeties are also normal. The kickers are strong. I don't know what that means, if anything, but they are going to be stronger than normal. And the punters are going to be weak. So if you need a punter, this is not the draft to do it in, but I very rarely see people draft a punter. But there you go. That is the season 13 draft class. And while we're at it, we're going to reveal season 14, which is the next play season. This will be available, obviously, in posterity, so you'll be able to look at this at any time on the podcast using the links for the playlist. You can type, believe it's /playlist in Discord, and that will reveal our playlist, including the Chiefsman's Corner podcast playlist. So if you want to review this at any time, you are more than able to do so. As we go to the play season of season 14, this will be our 3rd season of the cycle, and we're going to have normal quarterbacks. We're going to have normal running backs, so nothing exciting so far. We're going to have normal receivers, so nothing exciting once again. We have strong tight ends, though, so we're going to have some extra. We're going to have some better than normal tight ends. We're going to have normal tackles. We're going to have normal offensive line. We're going to have normal defensive ends. So really, this has not been a very exciting class minus tight ends. Weak interior defensive line. So this is not the draft to build up on that unless there's one that you really, 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 really like. But we have very strong linebackers. So the linebacker class in the next 2 classes, the sim season is strong, and the next play season is very strong. So if you're looking for a linebacker that could potentially change the course of your franchise, the next 2 drafts, the sim season of season 13 and then 14 will be the ones to do it in. Cornerbacks are going to be normal. Safeties are going to be strong once again, so we're going to have a couple of strong safety classes, not quite back-to-back, but they'll be in the back-to-back play seasons. And then we'll have normal kickers and very weak punters. So punter is not the deal to draft in season 13 and 14, but again, I very rarely see punters drafted in the draft. We're going to leave the next sim and play season for another podcast, but I want to show you guys seasons 13 and seasons 14, so that way you have an idea of what's going on as we move into the sim season, or we get closer to the sim season. And with that, like I said, this is going to be a different podcast. It's going to be a very short podcast, and this was it. I just wanted to do the draft reveal and move on to the outro. There were no Ask the Chief questions to really go over that were relevant, although Smash did put one in right before or right as I was doing the last show I did in early December about the NFC West. So I just wanted to let you know, Smash, I did see it. I did not want to answer it just because it's changed since then. So, all right. Well, sorry about the outro cut there. I'm probably moved quite a bit. My cat decided at that point to jump up. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast. Yeah, it was a little bit of a short podcast, but I wanted to go over the next 2 draft classes for the sim season and the play season, so guys would have something to review and talk a little bit about the fact that, yeah, the sim season is approaching. So, guys, thank you as always for tuning in, whether it's during the premiere or after the fact. I appreciate it. The WFL community appreciates it, and we hope that you are entertained by the show. Let us know by throwing us a like, a subscribe, or leaving comments. Any feedback, good or bad, is always appreciated and welcomed. Guys, have a great holiday season and a new year, because until 2025, folks, the corner is closed.